Welcome back to the Army Life, everybody. Today we're going to be taking a look at the newest offering from Vortex in the way of the Defender XL Micro Red Dot. Over the past 10 years, it just seems to be that micro red dots on pistols has become the norm. Almost every major metropolitan police department or sheriff's office, even the US military, is moving towards modular pistol optic systems because they are just great for a variety of different reasons. One, it helps you be a little bit faster, and two, you can definitely be more accurate with a red dot for most people. Most, if not all, of the competition entities out there are going to have some form of optics or open optics or carry optics division that you can use a red dot in as well. And it just seems to be that every day, thousands and thousands more just good citizens out there are carrying an optic equipped pistol. And much like the Springfield Armory Echelon we are taking a look at today, just about every major manufacturer is going to have some form of optics ready pistol in their inventory. With the explosion in demand for pistol mounted optics from all sizes and uses out there, Vortex has now responded with the XL. This is going to be the largest both in window and size version that they have to offer in the Defender series, also giving you the largest dots, being 5 and 8 MOA. If you are not familiar with the Vortex Defender lineup, you have the CCW, which is the compact concealed version, which fits very nicely on a Hellcat or a Hellcat Pro. You then have the Defender ST, which is your standard duty-sized optic. And finally, the XL, which is that big glass, big window, big dot, which is really great for competition and fast follow-up shots on intermediate to close range targets. The Vortex Defender XL specifically has a generous window size coming in at 25.5 millimeters by 23.3 millimeters. This large window lends itself very nicely to target shooting and competition alike. You get the option between a 5 or 8 MOA dot, which is going to help you get on target extremely quickly. The parallax-free glass design gave a great clear view with no noticeable distortion when in use out on the range. The projected red dot is extremely crisp and clear with 10 levels of adjustment, so you can use this in any lighting condition. The lowest 2 levels being capable to be used with night vision if you're into the nightlife out there on the range. It's got auto sensing technology in there, so auto on, auto off, and it features a 25,000 hour battery life, which will also depend on how bright you have that dot at all times. And for the large size, it comes in right at 1.93 ounces, which is not bad at all. This design makes battery changes very easy and fast. You loosen the set screw, push the battery tray button. Once the lid pops open, you will see that it's a magnetic battery tray lid, ensuring that you can easily remove the battery and replace the new one. Unlike other options out there in the market where you have to fish the battery out with a small pen or knife due to being captured by battery contacts. Mounting the Defender XL is super easy, especially with the variable interface system that's native to the Echelon pistol. You're going to choose the appropriate pins for the footprint style. In this case, it's going to be the Delta Point Pro footprint for the Defender XL. It's going to be pin set number 2. You will then choose the appropriate fasteners, which is again made super easy by Vortex because they have included all of the major style fasteners you're going to need for all the major cuts and optic brands out there in the market. Once you've chosen the correct pins and your fasteners, make sure you do use a little bit of thread locker on there and torque that thing to the manufacturer's specification. And should you want to use the Defender XL as an offset on your rifle, it comes mounted on the Picatinny rail in the box, so you can do that as well, which would be a great fit for a competitive rifle offset with an LPVO. Now, once you're torqued up and ready to go, now it's time to wait. And yes, I said wait because remember, whenever you use a thread locker, you have to give that thread locker time to cure. So again, make sure you follow the manufacturer specification for whatever thread locker you're using out there on your Defender. Now it's time to get out there on the range and zero your Defender XL. The 1 MOA adjustments for windage and elevation are made very easy with the tool that comes with your Defender XL, and you will get a tactile response. You know exactly when you have made that adjustment per click, whether it's windage or elevation. The projected dot onto the glass from the LED also looked extremely crisp and clear. And as someone who has an astigmatism, that is not always the case for me. Sometimes it seems to be a little bit more like a bug splatter on a windshield to me than it does a dot, depending on the manufacturer. And that could be for very many different reasons. It could be through notch filters or the curvature of the glass, or maybe not as powerful as an LED. What I will say here is Vortex has done it right both on the LED and the glass, as well as the notch filters on there, because it's not going to give you the hewing effect or the starburst pattern that some optics can. I did run the 5 MOA and 8 MOA versions of the Defender XL out there. I will say that the 5 MOA lends itself very well to day-to-day shooting, where the 8 MOA is really great for extremely fast target acquisitions on the A zone for my competitors. Once I got settled in, I began to take the Defender XL through the paces on the range. Everything from just presentation drills to running drills from holsters. Anytime I get a new optic or piece of gear, I like to run drills like the build drill, bear standards drill, target transitions, because it's gonna let me know how that thing's gonna perform, how it's gonna look, and how my eye or body is beginning to acclimate to that new product or optic. And one of the biggest things I am looking for running drills like this is I want to see if that LED or the dot in the window is going to give the appearance that it is blinking or phasing in and out. So if you don't know, if you think about any time you've seen super high speed camera footage, it almost looks like the lights are blinking. Well, there's a reason for that. All lights literally phase or blink in and out. It's just that mine and your eye can't capture that until a camera captures it at extremely high frame rates. However, if you don't use a strong enough LED and a micro red dot, you're gonna get that same appearance when you move from target to target, or if you wiggle the pistol around a little bit. Luckily, Vortex put the money where it needed to be, and they used the appropriate strength LED here, giving you a clear, consistent dot moving from one target to another. Or if you look through the glass and kind of wiggle the pistol around downrange, you'll be able to see just what I mean when you check yours out. After some good training out on the range, there were several standout features of the Defender XL, and one thing that's going to require me to change a little bit of equipment based on the size of the new XL. Some of those standout features are going to be the clarity of the glass and the dot on there. With the minimal notch filters that you use, along with the strength of that LED, you get a very clear view through that glass without any weird hewing or color distortion, which can kind of throw your eye off when you're going from one target to the next. And with the strength of that LED, the dot just looked super clear and crisp, no matter it was the 5 or the 8 MOA. That pop-up battery tray is also a very cool option, making those exchanges super quick and very easy as compared to many other optics out there on the market. And also that polymer insert for shock absorption has proved to be very durable, especially in all the testing I've done with the complete line of Vortex Defender optics from the CCW, the ST, and now the XL. Now there is one thing we have to address when it comes to equipment. I noticed when I was out there running drills, I would holster, I would come back up on presentation, and it appeared my dot was dim or had been turned down. That happened a few times, and I started to wonder, was my battery dying? Was there an issue with the optic? Because I had set it up according to the manual. I knew all of my brightness adjustments were set up manually here. So I had to determine what was going on and find a fix to this. Upon inspecting my gear, I noticed that the Safariland holster that I was using, which was a prototype that I've been testing for about a year, was actually touching the side of the Defender in the area of the down arrow. So every time I reholstered the pistol, it was effectively turning the optic down to its most minimal brightness setting. Again, this is a reason of why you always test your gear out there in the field, because you want to make sure that the holster is going to work with your pistol, your light, and of course, the optic that you're going to put on top. Now, Safariland has a lot of options out there for pistols, but this new optic is quite oversized as compared to the ST or the CCW or standardized miniature red dot optics for pistols. So that's something to take into account. You may want to order a specific holster sized for XL sized optics. So who is the Defender XL for and what's its intended purpose? And to me, it's obviously competition. It's got a massive window size. You can get 5 MOA or 8 MOA when it comes to the dot, but it easily crosses over into an outside the waistband or even maybe a duty style carry. However, not the best for concealed carry. It's kind of large and you need that larger pistol with a larger footprint on it. If you're looking for that concealed carry, that's really where the CCW comes in. The standardized duty size is the ST. And if you really want to get big and have that nice enjoyable window and those larger dot sizes, for outside the waistband, competition, all that good stuff, that's where the Defender XL comes in. And the great thing is you've got all those options, all of which are backed by the Vortex lifetime warranty.